in a second. There's a little All right, Danger Show podcast episode 5, joined by a longtime friend, Pittsburgh sports broadcaster, celebrating his 20th year of broadcasting high school football this season. 2-time Emmy award-winning, 1-time Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters winning, Matt Farago.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Well done.
I should have had some applause. Like my whole career on the radio, I had applause sound effects going, and I think I have some too. So I apologize.
Save that for episode 55.
You're right. Right. But you could hear it though. You could hear it because
yes.
You have a lot of accolades in your young career. And the thing I admire about you, Matt, is that you do the work, man. You started young. You were like, hey, I want to be a sportscaster. So you made your own sportscasting business and you went around and broadcast high school football. And I remember meeting you, I think it was about 10 years ago. So halfway through your career, and you were a young guy then.
Yeah.
And I would have you on my radio show every Friday. And there ain't nobody that knows Whippeal sports like Matt Farago. You know, every mascot, you know, just about every coach, every stadium name. And you just know the teams, man. And I think that's really cool because I've thought the way media's changed over the years, like people aren't turning on the radio. We talked about this on your podcast over at PPG Paints Arena, the Party on Fifth Avenue podcast, which thank you for having me on there.
Thanks for coming on.
But the streaming services are kind of taking over the national broadcasting. You know, we don't really need television or radio. They're the big, streaming is, but the local is where national doesn't cover that properly yet. Like, you know, on all the streaming apps you have on your television, and you are coming right in like, hey, I cover high school football. You covered high school basketball the last couple seasons. And I tuned into that, man. If you have your kids in sports too, or you have a friend's kid playing, you could tune into it. And I love that you're bringing that to the masses.
Well, I appreciate all that, Danger. Thank you. And I think I consider myself a little bit of fortune in the sense that I came in and I was born into a time that still was so radio and television heavy, growing up in the 90s, and then having the personalities that we did exclusively here in Pittsburgh, the broadcast, the sports personalities that I grew up watching, and knowing that people were really tuning in because of those guys, and they wanted to hear their opinions. They wanted to, because if it was high school sports, they wanted to find out. That was the only way you could find out what was going on in a game, if it was being broadcast, or you'd have to wait until it got published the next morning in the paper, especially early on in the career. So, I think the sense of being fortunate to being born here in Pittsburgh, and people care so much about high school sports all the way through. I think this is the place where radio and the first ever commercial broadcast station was founded in KDKA. It's like, I was meant to be here and meant to find it and pick it up. And maybe much to the chagrin of some, but I've been able to stay on a microphone one way or the other. And I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's been fun. It's a little bit scary to say 20 years because I'm going to be 35, and doing that math means someone gave me a mic at 15, and I don't know what they were thinking.
Hey, I started at age 19 in college, and if you asked my parents, they would say that I was talking into a little microphone on my, dual cassette player. That was in the 90s, 80s. Before that, playing radio or broadcaster. So you started young, but it was a passion of yours, and you've made it into a career. I mean, you're doing so much now, and I kind of glossed over it, but here you are. You said you're 35 years. Are you 35 now? Did it happen?
Not yet. In September.
Never round up, Matt Farago. Enjoy that 34 till the last day. So
looking like an old guy.
But you've made it to 30, the ripe old age of 34, and you've got 2 Emmy awards, and those I'm assuming came from your sports broadcasting.
Yeah, back in 23 and 24, the games were in 23 and 24. We won in 24 and 25. But when I was broadcasting radio for a long time and enjoyed it, there's something about radio that I'll always hold near and dear. I'm sure you do too. I mean, especially just the play-by-play nature of you're painting the picture. No one's watching. You literally have the canvas, and you're able to paint that picture for everyone. So I really enjoyed that. But that was going away, and I needed to make a decision on what my next move was going to be. And this was back in 2023. And I started poking around, asked a couple mentors about how to get games back on television, because at that time, there wasn't a lot of high school football games being broadcast at that point. And I kind of grew up with that. The Root Sports Thursday night game was a huge deal, or FSN back in those days. The McDonald game of the week was such a big deal. And I wanted to bring that back. And so we reached out to a couple places. I ended up meeting and talking with Jake Mislivchik of JRM Video Productions. And kind of the rest is history. We had like a 3-hour phone conversation, pitched the idea to KDKA, and that season we launched the Steel City High School Football Showcase on KDKA Plus. And in our first season, we ended up winning an Emmy for our live sports broadcast, our broadcast of Moon and Upper St. Clair. And that one was kind of special for me because I'm from Moon, and my first Emmy was covering a Moon game.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was pretty cool. There was kind of some hidden value and meaning to that. And the Emmy Awards that year were here in Pittsburgh. To be able to win an Emmy is amazing, but to do it in your home city and actually get to go out and see people. And I was carrying the thing all over Western Pennsylvania that night. It was a pretty cool deal. And then last year to repeat, we didn't go, Danger. That's how confident we were in not winning. We were.
You thought for sure they weren't going to pick you.
No, we were so certain they were not. We were honored to honestly be nominated with the people that we were nominated with. We were up against the Philadelphia Phillies broadcast. We were up against an Eagles preseason game, and we were up against the Paul Skeens debut of the Pittsburgh Pirates game. And then here's our high school football broadcast.
What was the game that you were broadcasting that beat out those pro sports?
Thomas Jefferson Aliquippa playoff game at Chartiers Valley in 20. That game would have taken place in November of 2024, and then we of course won last September. But I was at dinner and got a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, congrats!" And I was like, "Congrats on what?" Like I'd truly written it off, and man, it was pretty sweet to hear that phone call. And we submitted for another one, so hopefully in September we're celebrating a three-peat. But I won't hold my breath.
Look, I told you this years ago. What you're bringing to this market, every market needs somebody like you that goes out and hypes up the local sports, local activities. That's kind of what I tried to do on the radio for a long time, but not just sports. But shine a light on the people around here, because if you want to watch, Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever, that's already out there, right? That's not you're bringing people something different, something that's needed that they're not showing on those streaming services. And so you're filling a hole. I love it. And I think it's great that you're being recognized for it. They're smart to recognize you for it. And I hope that you win again. Which game is submitted for this year?
Oh man, you're testing my memory.
We'll wait till you win. We'll wait till you win. Yeah. Do you have the Emmys nearby, by the way?
Let me go get them real quick.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Oh, you mean these?
Do you carry them with you at all times?
I just hold them at all times in case someone references them.
They're like, I saw Matt Fargo at the bar double fisting. Beers? No, his Emmys.
No, Emmys. Yeah.
That's
most
fantastic.
Consistent women in my life, Danger.
Those 2 Emmys right there. Look, I don't want to make you jealous, but I won an award on Sunday that's not it. That's not it.
No?
Let me try it again here. There it is.
There we go. That's the best. That's the best kind of award. That's the
I
best
won
guy.
that. I don't know who all I was going up against, but I just assume everyone on Earth that's a father. That's the way I looked
That's
at
how
it.
I would. I mean, unless your children are unsure, that's how I would take it.
Yeah, they didn't. There was no asterisk.
Okay.
Near.
So
near
other
the,
than that, yeah.
yeah. Hey, we're gonna bring up the Mount Washington faces that should be carved on Mount Washington. Before we do, though, let's do a giveaway. So Matt, he's a broadcaster. He's hosting a show called Yinz Dating. We'll get to that in a little bit. But he's the Pitt pregame and postgame announcer. You worked for the Pirates. You did in-house for the Pirates for the last few
Public
years,
address.
right?
Yep.
But you also work at PPG Paints Arena, and you've done wonderful stuff while you're there. And they have a bunch of country concerts this year. Zach Brown Band is coming up, Dan and Shay, and you brought some tickets to give away.
Yeah, I thought that I come into your house, your new podcast. I'm not going to come in empty-handed. This is like a housewarming gift, but it's a podcast warming gift for you, Danger.
And this is streaming everywhere. It's streaming on my Facebook page, Danger Show Facebook page. It's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Afterwards, it'll be everywhere. So if you're watching this after the fact, it's on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts,
MySpace, I think.
Amazon. Not on MySpace yet, but if I can find a link, I'll put it out there.
Got to figure that out.
But for the purpose of giving away some tickets, Zach Brown Band tickets specifically, how about for this contest, we go to my Facebook page, Danger Show Facebook page, and in the comments, so this is streaming live on Facebook right now, Danger Show Facebook page, go into the comments, and Matt, you tell them what they need to do to win Zach Brown Band concert tickets for PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh.
I want to see your best country outfit. Maybe the country outfit you're going to wear to the show. Maybe a country outfit you've already worn to a show. Maybe it was the country outfit you wanted to wear to Morgan Wallen and didn't get to go. Either way, I want to see your best country outfit in the comments. And the best one is walking away with some Zach Brown Band tickets.
All right, I'm looking right now to make sure. Oh, yeah, I'm live. I'm live on there. All right. Danger Show. Go on there in the comments, and then we'll pick something afterwards. We have some more tickets to give away, too. We've got Dan and Shay tickets coming up and tickets to the next episode of Yinz Dating that you'll be hosting. And I guess we should probably mention that now. Tell me about Yinz Dating.
So kind of one of those things, Danger. I think, all great things start with the conversation. And I was sitting down to dinner with a friend and broadcast partner, Susie Cool, and I was talking to her about I had just seen some dating show clips, and I said, Pittsburgh really needs something like that because Pittsburgh's all about personality, and like the apps don't cut it here. I think in a lot of ways, I know a lot of friends that have felt that way, and I thought, with the combination of how much comedic genius is in Pittsburgh, whether intentional or not, and the need of Pittsburgh apparently being the best place for singles, yet to be proven there, but some magazine somewhere has said that that's the case. A combination of those two things, I was like, you know what? I think we can put something together that combines the awkwardness of a first date and some comedy, and also throwing in something that Pittsburgh loves very dearly, and that's sports. So we keep kind of a sports theme. The game, the dating game kind of goes along by quarters. So it keeps the guys engaged as well. I think, that's
funny.
It can be one of those date nights where, the missus drags you out to it and the guy ends up liking it more than the girl does. So it's a fun night. We got our first one in the books with a crazy curveball. The guy had a decision between two girls and he picked neither of them based off of personality. But you can kind of see the highlights of the first show and more information about our next show by logging on to either yinzdating.com or, of course, following us on Instagram at Yinz Dating. But our next show is on the books at City Winery on August 19th, Wednesday, August 19th. And tickets go on sale on Friday for that as well.
I went to see Josie Sow at the City Winery at the end of May. That's a nice place. It's a rich big,
they do a great
right
job.
there on the strip. Yeah,
and the food's great. Wine is fantastic. They have other options too. I think I've heard a couple guys being like, "I'm not a wine guy," and they have other options. I just
You have to drink with your
wine,
pinky out,
beer,
yeah.
spirits, rum and cokes is a little too long of a name. So
Winery, beer, and rum and cokes. That's good. One of my Father's
and
Day gifts was,
seltzer.
this is like some sort of a wooden bourbon glass. My wife just brought me a drink in it, by the way.
This
Have you seen this? Do you drink bourbon?
I will dabble. It needs to be
It's wooden. I don't know. That's something new.
Needs
Tastes
to
good.
be an occasion for me to do bourbon, but
Okay.
that was almost reminiscent. That made me feel throwbacks to when we were doing our COVID videos. You always had something in your head.
Look, man, when you get married one day, I don't care what you're doing. If your wife walks out and goes, "Hey, I made you an old fashioned," you're going to drink that thing. That's all I'm saying.
I love a good old fashioned, though.
And I just happen to be right here on my deck. All right. So when I did the Party on Fifth Avenue podcast with you 2 weeks ago, you put me on the spot with a whole bunch of questions. You were just rotten to the core, man. You hit me hard.
You get the most honest answers out of you. And Lord knows you're going to be honest.
Well, one of them was, and I thought it was a great question, and I will tell you, I'll give you credit. I've been in a bunch of golf tournaments over the last couple of weeks, and I can't tell you how many people have brought the question up and picked on me. Now, I still defend my answer. You asked me, and if anyone in the comments, whether you're watching this on any streaming service, put it in the comments who you think should be. But Matt asked me on the Party on Fifth Avenue podcast, if I was going to carve 4 faces onto Mount Washington, like Mount Rushmore, but on Mount Washington, downtown Pittsburgh, who would those 4 faces be? And I'm going to play you some clips of people that I asked, and I didn't ask the question as well as you did, but that's how because it could have been not sports. It could have been anyone, right?
Right. Yes.
Yes. I answered that I thought it pretty much had to be 4 sports people because Pittsburgh's such a sports town. And my answers were Mario Lemieux, Terry Bradshaw, Sidney Crosby, and Troy Polamalu. And
the last one will always get me.
And I stand by those. Those are 4 great Pittsburgh sports athletes, celebrities. You know who they are. When I say their names, you know who they are.
Yes.
However, there was one person that I had a lot of people sending me some hate that I didn't put Roberto Clemente on the list. And the next Monday, I was in a golf tournament, the Ronald McDonald House golf tournament out at Valley Brook Country Club. And in my group was Roberto Clemente Jr. Yes.
And he heard it. He gave you something about it, huh?
He did. And so I said, hang on. Stop making fun of me, Roberto Clemente Jr. And you tell me who's on your Mount Washington. And here's his answer. Rushmore of Pittsburgh. It could be sports, whatever.
Sports, whatever. You gotta have Lemieux. You gotta have I would say Franco. You have Clemente. I mean, you miss Clemente.
He's got a bridge.
If you miss Clemente, you are not from Pittsburgh.
All right, Matt, let's pause here for a second. You hear what he's saying there? He goes, if you didn't put Clemente on there, you're not from Pittsburgh. And honestly, I'm not from Pittsburgh. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, went to college, University of Memphis, moved here right after college. I've been here, though, for a quarter of a century, married a Yinzer. I got Yinzer kids. He's not wrong there. And I love Roberto Clemente.
Well, I mean, the only thing that I would question there is, while Roberto Clemente is forever a Pittsburgh legend, he himself not from Pittsburgh. So,
yeah, they're from Puerto Rico, right?
If you're making it, a point of you're not from Pittsburgh if you don't include Clemente, I know that. I mean,
this is his son, obviously, Roberto Clemente Jr.
Right. There's a little bit of bias coming in here, but I think you would ask a lot of people. A lot of people would include Clemente for sure. I think the ones that he mentioned before, Lemieux's a tough one to argue against.
He said Franco Harris.
And I think Franco Harris is a tough. And by the way, neither of those two people are from Pittsburgh. So I want to hear the fourth one before I share one that I feel like a lot of people are missing.
All right, here's Roberto Clemente Jr. His 4 people that should be carved into Mount Washington. He said Lemieux, Franco Harris, and then his father, Roberto Clemente. Here we go. Hey, that was me. I did leave him off by mistake.
By mistake.
I got proof. He left them off.
So you did Lemieux, Franco, Clemente.
Yes, oh gosh, there's so much meat in this bone. There's a lot. Oh dear Lord, there's a lot. But right now, I mean, you have someone that has changed a lot in this city has been Sidney Crosby. So Sidney has done his job, but there's so much meat in this bone. The list is long. You can't do just, the mountain is very big.
Do you think they should carve their faces on Mount Washington?
Why not?
I agree.
Let's do
You got to.
Let's do it.
He's right, man. What do they have up there now? Like the Iron City sign or Sprint or something? Put the freaking faces of Pittsburgh up there. Let's start carving.
Yeah, I know, because there was like a little bit of a contingent to make Mount Washington like the Hollywood sign and put like Pittsburgh in like Hollywood letters. I think the Mount Washington / Mount Rushmore, I think that would almost be such a Pittsburgh thing to do, of like the only other place that does this carved 4 of our forefathers for the country in the side of it. And now Pittsburgh's like, no, let's just do sports legends. Let's just make this real simple.
Something that Roberto Clemente Jr. said there, he said the mountain's large. We could start doing them one and then just unveil a different one every year. No one says it really had to be 4.
No, I mean, obviously that's the Mount Rushmore rule.
When you get to Antonio Brown, you've done too many. You should probably stop then.
Yeah. That one might have gone.
And he was great.
But yeah, there's and that's the fun of this question, right? There's no right or wrong answer. But I do think, do we have more of these, Danger?
Yeah, I do. I got 2 more, but I want to hear yours. But let me just give you the other. This is Jimmy Lind, who he put together this Ronald McDonald House golf tournament out of Valley Brook. He's from McKees Rocks, owns companies. He's a member up at Treesdale. Here's his opinion.
Josh Gibson, Franco Harris, Mary Lemieux.
I feel like we might have missed one there. Let me start that again. Mount Rushmore, Pittsburgh, 4 best, most famous people, whatever. Who do you got?
Roberto Clemente, Josh Gibson, Franco Harris, Mary Lemieux.
Okay, now this is where I'm going to show my ignorance. Is Josh Gibson a Pittsburgh athlete?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And instrumental in the Negro Leagues, Homestead Grays, and that part of baseball history in Pittsburgh is certainly substantial. That's a great pull. I feel the Sidney Crosbys and the Ben Roethlisbergers and the Mary Lemieux are kind of low hanging fruit, but
Troy Polamalu's.
I wouldn't even. That was a pull in a totally different direction.
I would want the hair carved into the mountain. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wait, he's a Hall of Famer, isn't he? Or not yet?
Yeah, he is. But like, yeah, I just think from a Steelers perspective, boy, you're leaving out some guys that won 4 Super Bowls. For a guy who won 2, that's a tough one.
So before we get Matt Fargo's Mount Washington, 4 athletes or 4 Pittsburghers that should be there. I was told, this was at the Ronald McDonald House tournament last week at Valley Brook. I was told that this person, my picks were so bad that this person outdid me. And you tell me if they're right. Okay.
Okay.
So in no particular order, Birdie, Hamburglar, Grimace, and then me. Hey, all right, yeah. You didn't know we are secret sport athletes.
All right.
Saying.
Okay. All right. I don't know if my friends like me that much, Matt, to be honest with you. He had the Hamburglar on Grimace.
I have to say, you know, that's only the second interview with Ronald McDonald that I've ever seen. And the first one was when Susie Cool interviewed him at the St. Patrick's Day parade. And she asked him, what is the secret to a grimace shake?
Ooh.
And he said, a lot of love.
A lot of love.
And
Oh.
he's just really good at PR. Like,
He is.
He nails it. He brings it right back to McDonald's every time.
He did. He had no athletes on there. I mean, the Hamburglar might have been a good athlete for all I know.
Yeah.
Grimace could be a lineman probably. So, all right. Without further ado, Matt Fargo, and I'm going to write these down and put them in my diary here. I got a pen and paper ready.
Okay.
Who's your Mount Washington? Who you carving up there?
Yeah, I almost need to preface it because I had mine not all sports.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Because I'm leading off with Mr. Rogers.
Ooh, I like it.
And then I'm going second with the guy who saved the Penguins like 800 times, and 801 is just recently, as he's now part of the new ownership of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Mario Lemieux. I don't know how he's not on there just for what he's done for the Pittsburgh. If people don't understand, the Pittsburgh Penguins would be the Kansas City somethings if it wasn't for what Lemieux did. And they probably would have been gone even well before that had he not been the athlete that he was in bringing Pittsburgh to out of hockey purgatory. But I'm going to go Lemieux. This one is probably a personal pick, but it's one that a lot of people have already said. Franco Harris, my connection with him and knowing him and being a co-owner of the Pittsburgh Passion. For me, it's not even as much about what Franco did on the field, but what Franco did after his career that means so much to Pittsburgh. I mean,
and that does count. No
Yeah,
doubt.
what he did with the Pittsburgh Promise, so much giving back to youth, and he also had a bunch of businesses and Super Bakery and Aid Nation and just all the things that he was able to give back to. A true humanitarian in every way of the world. And I know that, I think you could certainly make that case for Roberto Clemente as well. But the fourth one is the one I'm most passionate about, and I feel like it should be on everybody's, and it is the most overlooked and underrated Pittsburgh athlete of all time, Danger.
All right.
Most overlooked, most underrated Pittsburgh athlete of all time. He is from Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, the pride of Swissvale High School. He played not one, but two professional sports. He was an All-American in not one, but two college sports. He was the first player ever in the history of college sports to be inducted into the Baseball College Hall of Fame and the College Basketball Hall of Fame. And he was the first person ever in the history of Duke basketball to have his number retired. He won a World Series with his hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. He's an 8-time MLB All-Star, none other than the legend, Dick Groat. How in the world do we not talk about his accomplishments more? I don't know. But to be as good as you are in one college sport, and then to just turn around and then be equally as good at another college sport. He took Duke baseball to their first ever college World Series. Then he gets his number retired at Duke in basketball. And like the list of his accolades goes on and on. He won 2 World Series, one with the Pirates, one with the Cardinals. He had a 14-year career and batted .286, Danger, being a baseball guy. I know you know that's impressive.
Yep.
And then he was also doing it. He wasn't doing it at Bobby Moe. No offense, Bobby Moe. But he was doing it at Duke.
Yeah, right.
Like the Blue Devils. After his athletic career. He went on to team up with teammate Jerry Lynch, designed Champions Lakes golf course out in Ligonier.
Okay. I've never played that one.
It's one of just 3 public courses in Western Pennsylvania with a 4-star rating.
Okay, because I played Laurel Valley and I played Ligonier Country Club. I haven't played.
You got to get out to Champion Lakes, and he lived on the greens out there.
Wasn't he related in some way to Brooks Koepka, who's a pro golfer?
Great uncle.
Okay,
great uncle of Brooks Koepka. Yeah, I just think, and also, by the way, he also had a broadcast career for Pitt basketball in his later years. He passed away in 2023, but I don't know how we're not talking about Dick Groat.
I like how passionate you are about your list.
Thank you.
While we're talking about that, if you have the 4 people you think should be carved onto Mount Washington, post it wherever you're watching this right now, whether you're watching it on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, just tag us somehow. Tag us. I'm Danger Media on Instagram, Danger Molder on YouTube, and you just go in the comments of the broadcast, and we're going to pick someone that puts their 4 people, their Mount Washington, who should be carved on it, and give them Dan and Shay tickets for PPG Paints Arena. Dan and Shay are Yinzers. They would definitely, we need to get them on here to give us their Mount Washington, because they would have one, especially Dan. He was raised, went to North Allegheny, went to Carnegie Mellon. He's a Yinzer through and through. Shay just lived in Pittsburgh for a couple years, but Dan was born and raised here. So put your 4 who would be on Mount Washington in the comments of this broadcast, and afterwards, me and Matt will pick somebody for Dan and Shay coming up at PPG Paints Arena. And I want to reiterate, Zach Brown Band tickets. If you post a picture of yourself this was Matt's idea, dressed up for a country concert, whatever it is you wear, post a picture in the comments, and we'll pick you. I said Facebook earlier. We'll open that up to anywhere, wherever you're watching this. Post it in the comments, and then I'm going to make Matt pick that winner. I'm going to be sending you screenshots of whatever we get here.
Oh, good. That'll be fun.
But I love how passionate you were about, Mr. Rogers, Mario Lemieux, Franco Harris, and Dick Groat. And it wasn't like you were just throwing those names out. Because you're passionate about Pittsburgh sports.
I am passionate about Pittsburgh sports, and I felt like, well, if we're going to put those guys that we did, obviously, the only other Pittsburgher on my list is Mr. Rogers, who was born and raised in Latrobe. But aside from that, I was like, you need a Pittsburgh athlete that represents Pittsburgh athletes through and through. And, to go from Swissvale, Groat was, I think, born in 1930, to be a Pittsburgh kid and get recognized by an SEC school and Duke at that point, that's tough to do. And then to be one of 13 players to ever play, to be an All-American in 2 sports and then play them both professionally. And, oh, by the way, he only played 1 NBA season, and people are like, well, why do you only play 1? Well, because he enlisted in the U.S. Army and went to fight for our country. So,
wow.
It was like there's another reason.
And another thing is, the Pirates haven't been good in a long time, even though this year they're having a decent season. And they had a couple in the 2010s where they were good. But when Dick Groat was for the Pirates, they were a powerhouse, the Pirates. They won all their 6 World Series were won back in that day.
Yeah, all of them. And then, you talk about what they were able to do back then with, guys like Bill Mazeroski, another Pittsburgh guy, and Clemente, and then, obviously beating the Yankees. And Matt's probably could be an honorable mention to be up there. Yep. Only guy to ever hit a walk-off in Game 7 of a World Series. That's pretty good.
And Arnold Palmer, so a lot of people were beating me up that I didn't put Arnold Palmer on the list.
He should be on there, too.
Yeah.
That's another good one. Certainly should be ahead of Troy Polamalu.
I'll give you that. And Polamalu was great, right? He's a Hall of Famer, but Arnold Palmer was like a superstar of his sport.
Transcended the game, changed the game.
And then he
made a lot of difficult courses for me to deface.
But he also, what makes him special to this area is he he was like one of the biggest stars in sports, and he lived in Orlando during the winter, but during the summers, if you went up to Ligonier, Latrobe, you'd see him sit. I remember one time Rascal Flatts came to Pittsburgh, country band, and they were like, "Hey, we played golf at Laurel Valley Country Club today," and I was like, "Oh, cool. How was it?" They were like, "It was great." But when we got done, we went to the bar, and Arnold Palmer was sitting at the bar, and they were like, we were dying. We were all asking for pictures. We were like little, so shy.
Not the drink
kids.
either. The real Arnold Palmer was at the bar.
Yeah, not a tea with lemonade mixed in. Like he just ain't, because that's where he lived during the summer, right? That's where he was. And that really endears you to your hometown when you can live anywhere, right? The money's no object. You're famous, and you're like, no, I love it right here in my hometown. People love that.
Love it.
So, all right. Well, thank you for the giving me your big four there, Mr. Rogers, Lemieux, Franco, and Dick Grote. I wanted to mention to you that I am back out doing some live appearances. I just hosted Call Your Community Day a couple weeks ago. And then on July 25th, I will be at National Armory in Moon Township. I don't know if I'm going to be dressed like Uncle Sam. They're celebrating America's 250th anniversary, and they're going to give you an opportunity to dunk me in a dunk tank. Dunk in danger to win see that handgun down there? It's got America's 250th anniversary carved into it.
Nice.
You can win that by dunking me at National Armory on July 25th from noon to 3. I think like the first 20 people that dunk me go into the drawing. Yes. So if you're, Paul Skeens out there, come on down. You can win this gun. If you're not Paul Skeens, but you want to take a shot. And it's free. It's no cost to take a toss at that July 25th. National Armory, if you don't know, they sell new and used guns. They're at the corner of Broadhead Road and Flockerty Run Road in Moon. Huge selection of handguns, rifles, shotguns, self-defense, hunting accessories, everything you need. And in July, they're doing a special where all their American-made guns are discounted. So July 25th, I think I should wear the Uncle Sam costume. What do you think?
I would agree with that. I would definitely want to see that in person. If there's one thing I'm known for in Moon Township, it's my athletic prowess.
That's right. So, that's in your neighborhood. Come get me, Matt.
That's the home.
I'd like to put you in there. I would almost donate a prize if you came out and dunked Matt Fargo.
We'll have to see what the prize is.
Matt's like, if you're dunking me, I'm getting a prize.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think you're right. So that's at National Armory, July 25th. I'll be excited. And then I'll be at the It's About the Warrior Sportsman's Bash in September. I just saw Steve Montleone. He runs that veteran organization. Post today that they've already sold over 500 tickets, but it's September 26th at the Pepsi Roadhouse in Burgettstown. I don't have the flyer for that, but get your tickets at iatw.us. It's About the Warrior Sportsman's Bash. So excited to host those two events. And then who knows, man, maybe some more stuff. I'm back in action, Matt.
It's good to have you back in action.
You actually, over the winter when I was hibernating, you tried to get me out a couple times, but maybe this winter we can make some of that stuff happen.
I was getting paid very handsomely to get you out of hibernation. And you just wouldn't bite.
I should mention that you are the broadcaster for Sewickley Academy basketball, too, and the boys just won the not just Whip Hill, but the entire Pennsylvania State Championship over there. How many years have you been doing that for Sewickley Academy?
Second season that we've been able to. JRM Video Production company that I'm affiliated with that does the Emmy award-winning productions of high school football. Also produces Sewickley Academy and our high school basketball games of the week. And man, I just have to say, like, what a thrill it's been to watch that program come back to prominence. They were in a tough spot for a long time. And, they went 6 seasons with 10 wins or fewer, and you play 20 games a season. So it was rough times for that program for a long time. They lost the head coach and athletic director, Win Palmer, which the court is named after.
Yeah.
battling an illness and ended up succumbing to it. And an all-time guy in Win, and it just was nice to see this program built back by Mike Izzolino, who has a great resume himself, playing in the NBA for the Dallas Mavericks and playing overseas. And most recently, before his high school coaching stint, he was an assistant coach at Robert Morris. And then building this coaching staff. Greg Sircone's one of the best shooting coaches you can get to know in Western Pennsylvania. He was a heck of a shooter back in his day, and he's allowed so many great shooters to continue to come out of Western Pennsylvania. He's a big reason why Western PA is getting back on the map in basketball. So if you have a young person, look up Greg Sircone, get him some lessons from Greg, because he's a great guy to learn from. A lot of teams and a lot of programs outside of Swickley rely on his teachings to kind of find your shot. So it's been really cool to see. Swickley lost the state championship 2 years ago on a missed layup, and it was just the revenge tour this past season. They won every game with the exception of one overtime game against the defending state champion from New Jersey. Was their only loss of the season. Otherwise, they would have had a perfect season. But Mike Izzolino wanted to challenge the guys the last regular season game of the year, and that game went into overtime. But it was really just a fun story and felt so good for the guys. So many of which were seniors and had been a part of good teams and bad teams. And to see them win it, it's just special to see a high school group take home state gold and bring it back to Western Pennsylvania.
So my friend Rob Shazer took the job as Swickley Academy girls basketball coach last season, and he got me during my hibernation to come out and do the announcing for them, and I got to watch them turn that program around. They made the Whitfield and they made the Pennsylvania State tournament, and I've been going to some of their games this summer, some of their summer league games, and they really look good. It's a great program. It just shows how when you get really good coaches, it's the that's it, right? It's the program.
They make a big difference.
Yeah.
They do. If you could get guys like a Rob Shazer, who has done it multiple places, multiple times, and knows what it takes. Sometimes it just takes a coach that knows what it takes. And not only players that buy in, but at that level, parents that buy in to a program. And that there are going to be some growing pains along the way, but knowing that the pains are hopefully meaning that there's success close by. And, the quick turnaround that he's been able to do there with a very youthful group.
I think he started 4 freshmen.
Right. I mean, and none of them are 6'7" either.
No, they're not.
Yes, Mike Izzolino does.
The word I was going to use, I couldn't think of, was structure. Like if you are a great coach, like your Bob Palkos, who's back at West A for football this year, wherever you go, you take that structure, that culture, that game plan, and when you put people in there, if you get good players, especially into that, they can thrive.
No question about it. I think we've seen that happen time and time again of, West A, to your point about Bob Palko, like they would not have the 4 blue chippers. They wouldn't have the 4 and 5 star guys, but they'd find themselves in the championship year in and year out, or in that contention in the semifinals or finals year in and year out. And I think that's program building, it's structure, and it's realizing that when you have a good system in place and you play to the strengths of your players, the coaches that just come in and say, this is the way that it is, they don't win either. You have to play to your players' strengths sometimes. And that might mean, one year you're running the Wildcat and the next year you're running the Veer. It's sometimes the way that things are. I think maybe some organizations, some schools stick to what they've always done, and they don't get the most out of what the kids can do because they're worried about keeping the old school or the system in place. And maybe you're losing out on a championship or two because you do that.
Well, I want to remind everyone about PPG Paints Arena, where Matt also works. And speaking of high school basketball, you started the Holiday Hoops tournament where high school basketball teams get to go over there every Christmas and play in a tournament at PPG Paints Arena. And when I was a kid, that'd have been a dream. And I'm sure that is for any kids. Like, hey, where are you playing this weekend? at PPG Paints Arena. That's cool, man. It's like when you're a football player and you get to play at Acrisure Stadium. It don't get any better than that.
No, and it's crazy that we've already got 3 of these under our belt, and hopeful for a 4th Pittsburgh Holiday Hoops Classic. Edgar Snyder was our presenting sponsor last year. Hope to have them back another year. But yeah, that first year, I mean, I was kind of, my role at PPG is to create things and creative marketing, and realized, obviously, with my background in high school sports, that there had never been a high school basketball game in PPG in the 13 years that it had existed. And I kind of couldn't believe that it just didn't happen by accident at least once. But because of that, and just the commitment to giving back for both PPG Paints Arena and the Pittsburgh Penguins, making it a community event and inviting the first ever basketball game was West Mifflin against McKeesport boys basketball. And we've had a girls game every year as well to allow the ladies to experience it as well. We do a media day where all their Jumbotron footage and everything, everybody gets an intro video, very similar to how you would see it done at the college or NBA or WNBA levels. And we try to make it big game feel because, I think we all could take ourselves back to the days when we were in high school. And like you said, Danger, a lot of kids would give anything to play on that big stage. And, PPG is that big stage because the championships aren't played there, but we have March Madness. March Madness comes back to PPG Paints Arena this March in 2027. And I know putting some bids out for other NCAA championship games in the near future. So to see it and to actually let mom and dad come in and experience it. And then, oh, by the way, also put the games on TV and radio to make the exposure even bigger. We appreciate all the partners and everybody that makes it happen.
I love it. I love everything about it for what it would mean to any school that gets an invite to that. I mean, honestly, you could invite schools from within a 100-mile radius and they would show up for that. Maybe even
it's become
further.
A lot easier to recruit teams now in year 4.
Because, I mean, the Pittsburgh Penguins play there too. I mean, yeah, you have a March Madness. It has a basketball. It was built for hockey or basketball. If Pittsburgh had an NBA team, they'd play there at PPG Paints Arena. And it's a great place to go see a game. And I love that you do that. The Holiday Hoops Tournament, that's what, usually like the 3rd week of December, week before Christmas?
Yeah, or depending on how the schedule falls with the Penguins, sometimes it is right after Christmas. We try to fit it around that Globetrotters 26th. Yeah, the Globetrotters always play the 26th, so we always look to see if we could fit it around then. But okay. The Penguins do come first still there, so
that's their house.
Once the NHL schedule rolls out, we'll have a better idea of when and if we can allow the 4th annual now. 4's not an accident. That would be pretty cool to get to 4.
Well, I wanted to remind everyone, post a picture of yourself dressed in a country outfit for a chance to win Zach Brown Band tickets at PPG Paints Arena. And I'm going to put it on the screen here just so anyone reading this, post a picture of yourself dressed in a country outfit for a chance. Yeah, that's right. I typed it right, Matt.
Good job.
Do that. We're going to pick somebody after the podcast. This will be, this is live right now. If you're watching at 4:50 p.m. on Wednesday, June 24th, but it'll live forever. And we're not going to wait forever. We'll probably pick somebody by tomorrow, but we're going to put it out there into the world. It'll be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You could be listening to it on Spotify or Amazon or iHeart. Just post a picture of yourself in a country outfit because Zach Brown Band, which is one of my favorite country artists, is Zach Brown. He's coming to PPG Paints Arena. We want to give you a chance to win tickets. And then the other one, Dan and Shay, they are a country duo from Pittsburgh. They're coming for their homecoming to PPG Paints Arena. And for that one, I got to type something here. You got to help me out here. Enter your, what is it? Your 4 faces of Mount Washington.
Yes.
Into the comments. To win Dan and Shay. I need a producer. Is there any producers out there?
This is impressive that you're doing this. I would be so nervous to spell something wrong.
Enter your 4 faces of Mount Washington for a chance. See, I know this right here, for a chance. Because I don't want you calling me going, I got to give away 700 pair of tickets to win Dan and Shay tickets.
I entered my 4 faces. Where's my tickets?
I've been down this road before.
Yeah.
So there's that one. Enter your 4 faces of Mount Washington. Just whoever you think. There's no wrong answers.
Nope. But except the ones that don't get picked. That is they're all
those will be just your opinion. They just don't win. My 4 faces that when Matt put me on the spot with no heads up whatsoever on his podcast were Mario Lemieux, Terry Bradshaw, Sidney Crosby, and Troy Polamalu. His 4 with a plethora of time, an abundance of time, were Mr. Rogers, Lemieux, Franco Harris, and Dick Groat. And you seem more thought out, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I did say them on the podcast.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, that was my ADHD. I was probably
the only one that I switched was Dick Groat because I needed Dick Groat on there.
Okay. Who did you have instead of Dick Groat last time? Palmer?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
That
yeah,
sounds
Palmer's
right.
one. If you're not a golf fan, it's like, but if you think about it, like his name, right? If you're not a golf fan and you've heard of Arnold Palmer, that proves the point,
yeah,
right?
I mean, like if you drive to Connecticut and ask who's the greatest golfer of all time, or list the top 5 greatest golfers of all time, like you're gonna get that name,
yes,
more than once.
And people know who he is too. Like you said, he transcended the sport. Like there's some names that if you're a fan, I can't think of a good example, but Evgeny Malkin. If you're a hockey fan, you're like, oh yeah, he's great.
Right.
But if you go to Salt Lake City and say Evgeny Malkin, and they're not a hockey fan, they don't know who he is. Everybody knew who Arnold Palmer was.
Yeah, I think like guys like Lemieux kind of fit that same mold of like just transcending the sport. It's kind of like present day to LeBron James, or how Tiger Woods is in more closer to now comparison. But
you think of how hard that is too. Like everyone knows Tiger Woods' name, even if you've never watched any golf in your life.
Right,
everyone knows him.
Or like Kobe Bryant also had that. Like when you would go to shoot a paper at a trash can, you say Kobe. It's like. Not everybody that does that is an NBA fan, but you transcend the sport. There are those athletes that do that, and Pittsburgh's lucky enough to have a bunch of them.
I want to make it clear, though, that I am a golf fan. As a matter of fact, one of my Father's Day gifts was this golf dad hat.
There we go. Not praying for birdies tonight.
No, I wore that on your podcast, praying for birdies. Which, by the way, did not work. I don't know if God doesn't listen to those kind of prayers or not. Like, he's like, hey, man.
Welcome to the religious portion of our podcast.
Yeah, he's like, listen, there's a lot of stuff in this world that needs to be taken care of, but you making birdies is – because I haven't made any since that podcast. I just want you to know that. But I'm still praying that maybe one day I'll get another one. I want another birdie.
We're holding out hope.
All right, so before we wrap this up, now you see on the screen here, enter your 4 faces of Mount Washington for a chance to win Dan and Shay tickets, PPG Paints Arena. You saw that. You also saw this. Post a picture of yourself dressed in a country outfit for a chance to win Zach Brown Band tickets at PPG Paints Arena. There's 2 opportunities for you to win. And we like winners, don't we? Don't we, Matt?
Love winners.
We love winners. You're going back. Should we bring that up? We can't bring that up. Let's do it. So,
okay,
Matt was on my show. Look, man, for 10 years, Matt was on my show every Friday, and it was back in the day. This guy that was a national celebrity got elected president named Donald Trump. And I said to Matt, I don't do politics on my show, but he does the best Donald Trump impersonation of all time. And I was like, dude, we can't waste that. So let's do every joke we ever do has to be like, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever. It's just funny, right? It's not making fun of Donald Trump. It's just he's a character, and we did that. We milked that for all it was worth.
Oh boy, did we! I remember selling houses as our president at one point as well. We did.
You just like
at some point, I just felt like I was just going to do whatever Danger told me to do as Trump.
Who would, within mind, that no matter which side of world you're on?
I felt like that was really important for me to do anyway. Just because, and the great news for me and for us doing it on radio was that he was a guy where I could just say what he would normally say, and one side would be like, yeah, he would say that, that's funny. And then the other side would say, yeah, he would say that, that's funny. And but for totally different reasons and opposite reasons. So,
who would Trump have on Mount Washington? Who would he have on there?
Well, quite frankly, there's so many great people. I'd probably have a Permane sandwich on there because fries are good. We love fries. Everybody loves fries, quite frankly.
Yes.
But then you got to think about other people like, you got probably me because I should be on there, right? I've been to Pittsburgh a couple times. I've been there. I've been to Pittsburgh. I've seen it. I've seen the bridges. They have a lot of bridges. We should probably put one of the bridges on there. Probably a bridge. Not sure which one. Definitely not Rachel Carson. I don't know. I think we should think about this. We should think about it. We're gonna think about it, Danger.
Okay.
We're gonna think
you got a Permane sandwich, you and one of the bridges to be carved into Mount Washington so far. I love it. You're a golfer, though, Mr. President. So Palmer, maybe? Is he your favorite golfer?
No, I'm my favorite golfer, Danger. I outdrove Arnold Palmer once. I outdrove him. And then he drove away. He didn't even finish the round. He was so upset. He said to me, I can't believe you outdrove me. And he drove away, got in his car, and went home. It was kind of sad, quite frankly. It was pretty sad. But I outdrove him. I'm a pretty good player, Danger. I would definitely outdrive you.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
No question about it.
Donald. I would love. It would be my honor to have Donald Trump review my new golf swing. Did you see it, Matt?
Yes, I have seen it.
I invented it. Here it is. Look, go ahead.
What is going on here?
There you go.
Did the video freeze?
The double pump backswing. Look,
what happened? Because it looked like you double clutched. We don't want you double clutching when you're swinging a club like that. That's pretty bad.
I thought if you look at it, Mr. President, all right, 1, 2, kaboom. I don't know if that's
sometimes great. There's a great opportunity to double clutch, Danger. There's sometimes a great opportunity. Golf is not one of them. We've asked a lot of people, a lot of great golfers, and they don't think any time is a good time to double clutch. So we'll have to get out of the link soon, though. That would be a lot of fun.
Now, how often do you use the Trump impersonation anymore? Now that he's back in office, because he was in there for 4 years and then he wasn't, and we were like so disappointed because we were like, "There's all this comedy gold that we lost out on."
Certainly not as much, but I do think I've developed a bit of a tick. If someone says huge in any reference, I immediately
huge. Y-U-J-E, huge.
Didn't you tell me when you dressed like Trump for Halloween? This was like was he president already? Or was it before he was president? Because you were such a good impersonator.
He had just been elected the first time.
So, and you knew, man, I do the best Trump impersonation of all time. So this is like green light for me. So you dress up like him for Halloween, and you said you went to like a Sheetz. And Le'Veon Bell saw you, right? The Steelers running back.
Yeah.
Tell what happened. That's a great story.
Yeah, he walked in and it was Halloween, so he was dressed up for Halloween, and obviously I was with some friends who were Secret Service,
And he walked in, and I said, "I know you voted for me." And is Le'Veon French? Is that a French name? And he thought it was great. He put me on his social media stuff, and it kind of went a little viral there. But man, that was what feels like a lifetime ago now. But,
Le'Veon Bell.
It sometimes comes out, at the occasional picnic or on the golf course. I like, talking smack to my friends as him, because it does, for whatever reason, it's a voice that can really rent space in your head if you allow it.
I love it. Well, Matt, thank you again for being on. Everyone, check out. Let me get this up here. Matt Farago, Pittsburgh sports broadcaster, coming up on his 20th season of broadcasting high school football. Third season of basketball?
Oh, no. Gosh, no. 19th season. Is that right? Yeah, 19th season of basketball.
So you've been doing them all, but on television now. You're doing both on TV now, so it's really cool.
Yeah, we're coming up on. It'll be our 4th season of our Steelers High School Showcase. It'll be the 3rd season of our high school basketball showcase, and a couple other fun things that are coming down the pike that we're excited to be announcing here shortly. And if you don't mind, Danger, I have one more set of tickets to give away.
I love it. So he's hosting this show called Yinz Dating at City Winery in the Strip District. The next episode, this is like the dating game on Pittsburgh steroids. Yinzer steroids. It's August 19th at the City Winery. Now, the tickets you're about to give away, do you have to be there and be single, or can you just go and just watch?
Go and enjoy it. It's a comedy show mixed with a date is the best way that I describe it. We do have a singles mixer after the show that you could be a part of or not be a part of. But there are a lot of couples there in variants of ranges and ages. And we welcome everybody to enjoy it. And, the way that I kind of make it make sense for everybody is there's a lot of couples sitting at home watching other singles on television and whatever reality TV show is your preference. So this is just doing that live. So guys, don't get in trouble by buying your woman some tickets thinking that you want her to be single or you're going to be single, right, or whatever. No, this is it's open to everyone. It's a comedy style dating show, and we're going to give you 2 tickets to the show on August 19th. Go follow Yinz Dating on Instagram and post a story with your best date story, whether that it was the great thing that happened on a date or
best?
A terrible thing.
Oh, I like the worst date story. Oh, you'll get all kinds. People love to complain.
Yes. Well, so one way.
So wait, go to Yinz Dating. Where's Yinz Dating at? Like on Instagram?
Instagram, at Yinz Dating.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
We want
a
story tagging Yinz Dating and tag Danger Show as well, and we'll pick a winner for the 2 tickets.
I'm gonna post a bad date on there right now. Oh yeah, there you are, Yinz Dating. I just followed you.
There we go.
How do I? So help me out here. So I see I'm on your site here. I just go into a comment and tag you, or on Instagram
on the story. So post a story of you telling
a bad dating story, and then just tag
bad dating
you.
story.
Okay.
Yeah, and tag us.
And then so I'll do that too. I don't want to win. I mean, that'd
be a good date night for you and the wife.
She'd say, "Oh, I got some bad date stories for you." But all right, so congrats on the 2 Emmys, the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcaster Award, the honorary G from Geneva College, and 20 years of high school football coverage. I know that there's so many kids, adults now, I should say, so many people around this area that they played in the game and you were out there broadcasting, and it meant something to them. When you said their name, scoring a bucket, or because for a minute it feels like you're in the NBA or college. And I really think that the sports around this area is such a big deal that it deserves the spotlight that you are putting on it.
I appreciate that. You're always the ultimate hype man, and
I just enjoy this level of sports so much. I've gotten to do it at the highest level, being an announcer for the Globetrotters, announcing Major League Baseball for the Pirates, and ultimately, I still love the high school level so much because of the exact reason you said, Danger, is it means something to the kids. It means something to mom and dad and grandma, especially if grandma can't be there for whatever reason. That we get to showcase these kids, and really for our television broadcast, we try to really make it feel like it's Sunday Night Football, because for 99% of them, it is going to be their only version of Sunday Night Football. So for them to have that keepsake and be able to show them what under the Friday night lights looked like for them, that's all the validation that I need, and we're going to try to keep this train going as long as we can.
Oh, you will. You will. I think that the Whip Hill's lucky to have you, and I love that you just keep making that spotlight bigger for what they're doing. And much success, much luck to you this coming year. Cheers to Matt Farago and this wooden cup that I got for Father's Day. It's getting pretty empty. I might have to get it refilled. And let's have you back on soon. Thank you for having me on the Party on Fifth Avenue podcast. And let's do this again real soon.
Thank you for having me on. Thanks for continuing to promote me, going all the way back to 2016 and, taking a chance on that high school broadcast guru that you didn't know what you were going to get back then, and giving me all the, put me on the spot a couple times about mascots. I think I handled it a little bit better than you did the Mount Rushmore question. But
hey, I want to do a follow-up podcast before the football season and the basketball season starts. I want to get your predictions for the year. I won't do that to you right now. It's early. It's only June. Life's good now. June right now.
Yeah, I might start naming you FIBA teams at this point. So. But yeah, I would enjoy that. Let's plan for that.
Yep. All right, Matt, thank you so much. We'll see you August 19th, Yinz Dating at City Winery. And look for the next, I guess, Party on Fifth Avenue podcast as well. Is that coming up soon? You already taped one?
Come up in July. Next one will be in July. So got a couple weeks. Got a nice vacation to Florida in between now and then.
Oh, nice.
We'll be out.
I'm going to
come to dunk you too.
Yeah, July 25th, National Armory. I'll be in the dunk tank. Chance to win. If you look at this flyer on the screen, that handgun that says America's 250. Can you believe America's 250 years old, Matt?
Doesn't look a day past 25.
No, I'm looking out right now, and it's beautiful. Looks good. Looks young.
Vibrant.
Looks spry.
Sure does.
That's just a funny word, spry. Anyway, you can dunk me. And everyone that dunks me gets a chance to win this gun. No purchase necessary. National Armory in Moon Township, July 25th from noon to 3. All right, Matt.
Thanks, Danger. Always
See
a
you
pleasure.
soon.